Hello. So what I did, I took it's raining outside. So it's gonna be a bit of an experiment. You might have heard my other video before, the 20-minute long one, where I played the electric guitar a little bit inside my van out at Lower Bay Point. And that one I had the whatchamacallem, the earth on the 12 volt DC to 240 volt AC to 400 watt steady 1200 watt peak power inverter. I had that plugged in, but I hadn't earthed it. Like, I had the earth wire hanging off it and I hadn't plugged it into anything. So I've stripped back about yay for a kind of thing, like about that much, that kind of a distance. What's that? I don't know. Maybe it's like a sixth of a cubit or something of that order, and it's put into the wet sand. I just dumped a bunch of wet sand on top of it, so we're going to see how much less that thing crackles. I think it's going to crackle at least a little bit less. Here we go. Here comes the test. I'm going to turn those two things on, and then I'll just like jam around a little bit on the electric guitar. I'll just change this camera angle here. How's that? Oh yeah, cool, because now you can see the imp. It's quite a long one of them. We've got two of them on one side. I'll just give you a little tour. Plugged into the charger because the battery's almost flat. So yeah, I got this Laney over here, a bunch of knobs on it. It's got two I just made a mistake with the audio. I think I've got to like try to keep my talking loud enough to cope with all the rain and to come through. Just kind of a training video for me really as well. I'm just learning this stuff. So, and also always just to talk steadily in one direction, not change direction and switch your head around as well. That's another thing that can help. Like, a little bit of movement's all well and good, but you want to be aware where the mic is at all times. Anyway, there's the Laney. Oh, this is me talking to myself as well, I guess. There's, pardon me, the Laney, which I got off Nate. Thank you, Nate. Oh, it's a good deal. I think he sold me that Laney there for like 400. The knobs were a bit dirty, but I cleaned them up with some audio cleaning stuff. And then I've got this here Peavey. This harp player used to play through it. It's got a really fat bass response and clear high response. And I might try playing around with the EQ on it a little bit. Like, I don't usually end up getting around to playing around with the EQ so much when I play in the van. Just turn it up. Once you turn it up, the EQ is not quite so important. You can just have it straight. And there's one tone knob on the guitar, which is quite powerful. So that's really quite a lot to work with. And I've got the Laney EQ'd. Usually I do like put it on drive channel, put the drive on 5, put the volume anywhere between like 3 and 5, not usually past 5. The enhance on 2, I don't even know what that does, haven't noticed anything. Bass on 10, middle on middle 5, and a very slight cut down on the treble from the 5, so maybe the treble's 4.5 at the moment. Sometimes I crank the treble up on that as well, a little bit, but not usually too much. And the reverb up on 10, because the reverb on that's not very strong. It's nice just to have a little bit. And 10 on that thing doesn't seem to be very much. Reverb on this one's stuffed. I might get the guy to fix it one of these days, but then again I might not. Anyways, switch these bad boys on. How's that hum? I think it's less than it was. I was expecting it to be still somewhat, because this isn't earthed directly, only the power supply is earthed, and I think it goes down to 2 point. So this needs to be earthed as well, so I need to get some more wire and set up an earthing system for like all of them, which is just to say a wire that splits in two. Oh, I know, just a big speaker cable, a thick speaker cable, because it needs to be thick when it's making its connection with the ground, because you know, I don't know why, but when people do a proper earthing connection, it's done with let's have just this end first, so we can do a bit of a cast. You know, it's done with a big large piece of metal. Further. What's going on? Oh, it's not turned out. Man, it's cool being able to make noise at this time of night. Now that's set to the both of the pickups. Tone was set to sharp. Now the tone's set to dull. Set the tone to sharp on this end. Probably doesn't come through on what you're on, but the bass response is insane. What bit's that on? Gee, that's only on like... So once you turn this up as far as like... This thing's hella powerful. They're both supposed to be 100 watts. This one's hella powerful. I might just dial the bass down on the EQ a bit. The EQ on that PV is quite strong too. And it's got a notch filter, so it's like designed to play with electric and acoustics. That little complaint, it started to squeak. It's because I was doing too much draw in the system, so I might need to upgrade the battery. Because it kind of does that squeak when it's running out of juice in the battery. So it's kind of going to draw, relative to how I'm playing it as well, it's going to draw current. So those ones are doing quite. This is quite good because that little squeak, it's telling me where I'm like drawing a certain amount on my guitar. Drawing too much there. There you go. Now it's kicked off. Now it won't stop until you turn it off. Once it thoroughly engages. So I turned it on and off again. Now it's just running the light, just running a little LED light. So I got two batteries. I cooked both of them today. Lately I haven't been able to cook them at all using the Laney, so the Laney is not sucking nearly as much as that big old PV. Just a bigger speaker. I don't know what it is. I think they weren't. They had no concern for how much power it used, because it's not that big an amp. So even if it's highly inefficient, it honestly doesn't matter. Like no one who runs something like that cares. So I might just try plugging it straight into the PV, and then we'll have straight into the Laney, and we'll see if I can run that at low volume. And I always dial my guitar out when I play through the Laney as well. Quite like it. Oh, just turn the bass down a little bit to lessen its drain. Quite like that. So I quite like the sound of that. But it doesn't fill out as good as the PV does. But somehow I feel like if I'm going to be playing it with both the PV and that one, what I've really got to do as a practical thing is just to throttle back the PV. Keep it like when that one's on 5, the PV's going to have to be on 3, probably without the EQs up either. So any EQing done will be like reducing sound, and maybe even heavily EQ it, so I get a more coloured bass, because the PV tends to make tends to take a bit of the colour out of the bass. Maybe if I played it on this setting. Just trying to remember that scale, like how to even play on it. That sounds like a Leonard Cohen chord right there. Well, there we go. So that was a bit of fun. I enjoyed that, trying to go over some of my old little tutorials and just keep them fresh. So yeah, flipping heck. Have a good time, you know, especially if you're doing like something difficult that really resonates with your heart. don't forget to have a good time afterwards at some point. Oh yeah. Flippity flip. Alrighty, that's try not to go longer than 20 minutes, just for uploading purposes. But I quite enjoy watching excessively long videos, which is just can kind of somehow be background chatter. Just leave them on. So for me, it's all about tone of voice. If I like someone's kind of tone of voice, then I don't mind just putting it on the TV as background chatter, just to drown out tones of voice that get on my nerves, you know, make it more peaceful. It's good to try and do things to make life peaceful for yourself and for the folks around you. Yeah, well, I'm really starting to just about prefer that Laney. I mean, there's things that the PV can do that the Laney can't, but then there's things that the Laney can do that the PV can't. So they're quite a good combo, like just for their very differentness. All right. Latest.